Hideaki S. was born in Tokyo, Japan, on May 10, 1985, into a family with a deep passion for sports. His father was a former track and field athlete, and his mother was a professional tennis player. It was no surprise that Hideaki's early years were immersed in athleticism. Growing up in a household where physical activity was prioritized, he developed a love for sports from a young age. From the outset, Hideaki showed an exceptional aptitude for various sports. His first love was soccer, and by the age of 8, he had joined a local youth soccer league. It was here that his competitive spirit began to shine, although he showed an early interest in sports outside of soccer, including swimming and martial arts. However, it was not until the age of 13, when Hideaki was introduced to track and field at school, that he discovered his true calling. His remarkable agility, speed, and natural athleticism quickly caught the attention of his coaches, who recognized his potential. In his early teens, Hideaki began training seriously in sprinting, particularly the 100-meter and 200-meter events. He was determined to make his mark, and by the time he reached high school, his performances had become exceptional. A series of victories at local competitions set the stage for what would later be a remarkable athletic career. Rise to prominence. Hideaki's breakthrough came at the age of 18, when he made his national debut at the Japanese Junior Championships. There, he competed in the 100-meter race, finishing in a time that placed him within the top 10 in Japan for his age group. This performance attracted the attention of several professional coaches, and Hideaki was soon offered an athletic scholarship to one of Japan's most prestigious universities. At university, Hideaki's talent flourished. Under the guidance of world-class coaches, he honed his sprinting technique and significantly improved his endurance. His academic background in sports science also gave him a deeper understanding of physical conditioning, which he used to his advantage. By the age of 22, Hideaki had established himself as one of Japan's leading sprinters, breaking several national records in both the 100-meter and 200-meter events. In 2008, Hideaki made his international debut at the Asian Athletics Championships in Kuwait. Competing against the best sprinters from across the continent, he secured a silver medal in the 200-meter race, solidifying his position as one of Japan's top athletes. Over the next few years, Hideaki's performances continued to improve, and he began to make waves on the world stage. Peak of career and main achievements. The period between 2010 and 2014 marked the peak of Hideaki's career. During these years, he consistently placed in the top ranks at international competitions, making him one of the fastest sprinters in the world. He became known for his explosive starts and remarkable top-end speed, attributes that allowed him to compete at the highest levels of global sprinting. In 2010, Hideaki competed in the IAF World Athletics Championships held in Berlin, Germany, where he ran a personal best time of 9.88 seconds in the 100 meters, placing him among the top sprinters in the world. This achievement was a major milestone in his career, and it was clear that Hideaki had the potential to compete for a medal at the Olympic Games. His crowning achievement came in 2012 at the London Olympics. After a grueling qualification process, Hideaki secured his spot in both the 100-meter and 200-meter events. His performance in the 100 meters was nothing short of extraordinary. In a nail-biting final, Hideaki finished in 4th place, narrowly missing out on a medal. However, his time of 9.85 seconds was the fastest time ever recorded by a Japanese sprinter at the Olympic Games, setting a new national record. In the 200-meter event, Hideaki bounced back to claim the silver medal, a performance that cemented his place in the history books as one of Japan's greatest sprinters. His time of 1960 seconds was not only a personal best, but also a new Asian record. Hideaki's achievement was seen as a significant breakthrough for Japan in sprinting, a sport that had long been dominated by athletes from the United States, Jamaica, and other nations. Following his Olympic success, Hideaki enjoyed a series of victories at major international competitions, including the World Championships and the Asian Games. He won gold in the 200-meter event at the 2014 Asian Games in Incheon, South Korea, and was also part of Japan's victorious 4R 100-meter relay team, helping his country secure a gold medal in front of a home crowd. Decline and final years. By 2015, Hideaki's career began to experience a slow decline. At the age of 30, he was still one of the fastest sprinters in the world, but injuries began to take their toll. A recurring hamstring injury, which had plagued him since his early 20s, became a persistent issue, affecting his training and performances. Despite numerous attempts to recover, Hideaki's speed began to diminish, and his times in major competitions started to drop. In 2016, Hideaki made the difficult decision to withdraw from the Rio Olympics due to ongoing injury concerns. It was a heart-wrenching decision for the athlete, who had spent years working toward competing in the Games, but he knew that he could not perform at his best. This marked the beginning of the end of his competitive career. Hideaki continued to race for a few more years, but his results were no longer as impressive as they once had been. In 2018, at the age of 33, he officially retired from professional athletics. He left behind an extraordinary legacy in Japanese track and field, having broken national records, won numerous international medals, and achieved a level of success that inspired generations of athletes. Post-retirement and legacy. Following his retirement, Hideaki transitioned into a coaching role. He became involved in training the next generation of Japanese sprinters, passing on the knowledge and experience he had accumulated over his illustrious career. His approach to coaching was rooted in scientific principles and a deep understanding of the biomechanics of sprinting, which made him highly respected in the athletic community. Hideaki also became a popular figure in the media, regularly appearing on sports talk shows and offering commentary on major athletics events. His insights into sprinting and his down-to-earth personality made him a beloved figure in Japan, where he was regarded not only as a great athlete but also as a role model for young people aspiring to excel in sports. Throughout his career, Hideaki broke down barriers for Japanese athletes in track and field. He was a trailblazer who proved that athletes from Japan could compete at the highest level of sprinting. His performances, particularly his Olympic silver medal in 2012, remain a source of national pride, and his influence on the sport in Japan is undeniable. Hideaki passed away peacefully in 2023 at the age of 38, following a brief illness. His death was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans and athletes alike, who remembered him for his extraordinary talent, dedication, and impact on the world of athletics. Today, Hideaki is remembered as one of Japan's greatest ever sprinters, a national hero whose achievements transcended the track and inspired generations to come. Satoshi Oishi was born on February 22, 1982, in Osaka, Japan, into a family that valued both academics and traditional games. Growing up in a city that was both a hub for technological innovation and rich in cultural traditions, Satoshi was encouraged to pursue a variety of interests. His childhood was filled with a love for puzzles, intellectual challenges, and games that required both mental acuity and focus. It was during his early school years that Satoshi was introduced to dominoes, a game that would shape the course of his life. Dominoes was not the most prominent game in Japan at the time, but Satoshi's family enjoyed playing various tabletop games, and dominoes was among their favorites. He quickly became intrigued by the game's simplicity yet immense depth, and he started playing regularly with his family. As he grew older, Satoshi began to appreciate the strategic elements of the game, which required both foresight and the ability to anticipate opponents' moves. The more he played, the more he realized that dominoes was more than just a pastime, it was a game of skill, intellect, and patience. At the age of 13, Satoshi began entering local domino tournaments, eager to test his skills against others. While many of his peers were still in the early stages of learning the game, Satoshi's natural talent for strategy and pattern recognition set him apart. He quickly became known in his local community as a promising young player, and his competitive spirit drove him to improve rapidly. He spent hours studying the game, experimenting with different strategies, and observing the playstyles of older, more experienced players. By his late teens, Satoshi had already become one of the top young players in Japan, and his reputation as a future champion began to grow. Rise to national recognition. Satoshi's rise to prominence in the world of competitive dominoes began in earnest in the early 2000s. At the age of 20, he won the prestigious Osaka Domino Tournament, one of the most highly regarded competitions in Japan. The tournament attracted top players from all over the country, and Satoshi's victory was seen as a sign that he was ready to compete at the highest levels. His calm demeanor and exceptional decision-making ability stood out during the competition, and his victory earned him a spot among the country's best players. Following this breakthrough, Satoshi began to compete in larger and more challenging tournaments, gaining national recognition for his skill and tactical brilliance. He quickly established himself as one of Japan's leading domino players, regularly securing top finishes in national competitions. His ability to read the game, predict his opponent's moves, and capitalize on small advantages became the hallmark of his playing style. His early victories helped build his reputation not only in Japan but also internationally, as more domino enthusiasts and players took notice of his rising talent. In 2007, Satoshi's breakthrough moment on the global stage came when he competed in the World Domino Championship, held in Las Vegas, Nevada. Although he was relatively unknown outside of Japan at the time, his performance in the tournament caught the attention of the global domino community. He advanced to the final stages of the competition, showcasing his deep understanding of the game and his ability to remain composed under pressure. While he did not win the World Championship that year, his strong showing marked him as a player to watch in the years to come. Career peak and major achievements. The peak of Satoshi Oishi's career came during the late 2000s and early 2010s, when he became one of the most dominant forces in the world of competitive dominoes. His consistency and high level of play allowed him to secure numerous victories in some of the world's most prestigious domino tournaments. Perhaps his greatest achievement during this period was winning the 2010 World Domino Championship, which brought together the best players from around the world. The 2010 World Championship was a defining moment in Satoshi's career. The tournament was intense, with several of the world's top players vying for the title. Satoshi's performance throughout the competition was nothing short of remarkable. He defeated several former world champions and highly ranked players, demonstrating his tactical prowess and ability to handle pressure in critical moments. In the final match, Satoshi faced off against a seasoned opponent who had won multiple championships. However, Satoshi's precision and strategic thinking ultimately led him to victory, and he was crowned the World Domino Champion for the first time in his career. The victory in 2010 elevated Satoshi to international superstardom within the world of dominoes. He became known for his sharp analytical mind, his calm approach to the game, and his ability to adapt to any situation. His triumph in the World Championship not only confirmed his status as one of the top players in the world, but also helped popularize dominoes as a competitive sport in Japan and around the globe. His victory was widely celebrated, and it inspired a new generation of young players to take up the game. In addition to his World Championship win, Satoshi achieved many other notable victories in his career. He claimed multiple national titles in Japan, further cementing his position as the country's top domino player. He also triumphed in several international tournaments, including the Asian Domino Championship and the European Domino Cup, where he competed against some of the best players from across the world. His ability to perform consistently at the highest level was a testament to his dedication and love for the game. Satoshi's playing style became highly regarded for its emphasis on strategic depth and mental fortitude. Unlike many of his peers, who relied heavily on fast-paced, aggressive play, Satoshi favored a more calculated, patient approach. He was known for his ability to wait for the perfect moment to strike, often capitalizing on his opponent's mistakes or luring them into traps. His impeccable decision-making and reading of the game allowed him to outlast even the most experienced competitors. Final years and mentorship. As Satoshi entered his late 30s, he began to gradually reduce his participation in competitive tournaments. While he remained an active and respected figure in the domino community, he decided to shift his focus toward coaching and mentoring the next generation of players. His deep knowledge of the game, along with his experience as a world champion, made him an ideal mentor for young aspiring domino players. Satoshi's coaching style was built around his core philosophy of patience, strategy, and emotional control. He believed that success in dominoes was not just about making the right moves but also about maintaining composure and staying calm under pressure. He began working with local domino clubs in Japan, providing training sessions, workshops, and one-on-one coaching for young players. Many of his students went on to achieve success in national and international tournaments, with several of them becoming top-ranked players in their own right. In addition to his coaching efforts, Satoshi also became involved in promoting dominoes as a competitive sport in Japan. He worked closely with the Japan Domino Federation to organize national tournaments, expand the visibility of the sport, and encourage younger generations to take up the game. His efforts played a key role in raising the profile of dominoes in Japan, which had traditionally been overshadowed by other sports. Satoshi also continued to play in select high-level competitions, occasionally entering major tournaments when he felt that the challenge was right. While he no longer competed at the same intensity as in his prime, he remained a respected figure in the global domino community, and his appearances in tournaments were met with excitement and anticipation. His knowledge of the game and his continued success in these competitions served as a reminder of his skill and legacy in the sport. In 2020, Satoshi Oishi announced that he would officially retire from professional competitive dominoes, having achieved everything he set out to accomplish in the sport. He left behind a remarkable legacy as one of the greatest players of his generation, and his influence as a coach and ambassador for the sport ensured that his impact would continue to be felt for years to come. Tatsuya Sato was born on May 14, 1986, in Tokyo, Japan, into a family that valued both education and intellectual pursuits. Growing up in the vibrant cultural and academic environment of Japan's capital, Tatsuya developed an early interest in strategy games, which led him to discover chess at the age of 8. While the game of chess was not as widely popular in Japan as in some other countries, Tatsuya's natural aptitude for strategy and problem-solving quickly became apparent. His early exposure to chess came through a local chess club, where he began playing casual games with friends and family. His initial experience with the game was marked by a fascination with its depth and complexity, and he found himself drawn to the nuances of each move. Unlike many children his age, Tatsuya was not only interested in the mechanics of the game but also in the underlying strategies that governed play. It was clear from the start that he had a remarkable ability to think several moves ahead, analyzing potential outcomes and making informed decisions. At the age of 10, Tatsuya began taking chess more seriously, studying the game in greater depth and seeking out stronger opponents. While chess had not yet gained significant popularity in Japan, there were a few established clubs and tournaments that provided Tatsuya with the opportunity to test his growing skills against others. As a teenager, he began to participate in regional chess tournaments, where he began to make a name for himself as a rising star in the Japanese chess community. Rise to prominence. Tatsuya's early chess career was marked by steady progress and a series of impressive tournament performances. By the time he was 14, he had already won several regional championships and developed a reputation as one of the most promising young players in Japan. His natural talent and methodical approach to the game made him stand out from his peers, and his ability to remain calm under pressure was a key factor in his success. In 2003, at the age of 17, Tatsuya reached a major milestone when he became the youngest ever Japanese chess champion. His victory in the prestigious All-Japan Chess Championship catapulted him into the national spotlight and earned him recognition as one of the top chess players in the country. This victory marked a turning point in his career, and it was clear that Tatsuya's potential was limitless. He became known for his deep opening preparation, his precise tactical awareness, and his ability to outmaneuver opponents in long, complex endgames. The win also attracted attention from international chess circles, and Tatsuya soon began to participate in tournaments outside of Japan. His breakthrough came in 2005, when he made his debut at the World Chess Championship, a prestigious event that brought together the best players from around the world. While he did not win the championship in his first appearance, his solid performance and strategic acumen earned him a place among the world's top emerging players. By 2007, Tatsuya had reached his first Grandmaster title, officially cementing his status as a player of the highest caliber. His rise through the ranks of international chess was rapid, and he quickly became a prominent figure in the global chess community. As a young Grandmaster, Tatsuya's future looked bright, and it was only a matter of time before he would achieve even greater successes. Career peak and main achievements. The peak of Tatsuya. Sato's career came in the early 2010s, when he emerged as one of the leading chess players in the world. His victory in the 2011 Asian Chess Championship, held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, marked a major achievement in his career and solidified his reputation on the international chess circuit. The tournament featured some of the top chess talents from Asia, and Tatsuya's dominant performance throughout the event, including several key victories over top-ranked opponents, earned him the championship title. In 2013, Tatsuya's career reached its pinnacle when he qualified for the Candidates Tournament. a prestigious event that determines the challenger for the World Chess Championship. His performance in the tournament was impressive, as he defeated several top players and finished with a respectable score. While he did not win the candidates tournament, his qualification alone was a remarkable achievement, as it placed him among the elite players of the chess world. Tatsuya's success was not limited to tournament victories and championships. He was also known for his strong and consistent performances in individual matches and series. One of his most notable achievements was his victory at the 2015 Grand Slam chess tournament, a series of elite competitions that included some of the best players in the world. Tatsuya's ability to maintain focus and composure throughout the grueling tournament schedule earned him the title and further cemented his place among the world's chess elite. Tatsuya was also recognized for his innovative and aggressive playing style, particularly his approach to openings and mid-game tactics. He was known for his preference for dynamic and unorthodox openings, often surprising his opponents with unexpected moves that would throw them off balance. This boldness was reflected in his ability to win critical games against world-class players, including several victories over former World Chess Championship contenders. In addition to his individual accomplishments, Tatsuya was a key member of Japan's national chess team, representing his country in the Chess Olympiad and other international team competitions. He helped lead Japan to several strong finishes in the Olympiad, contributing to the growth and recognition of Japanese chess on the global stage. Final years and legacy. As Tatsuya Sato entered his 30s, he began to transition from the rigors of competitive play to a more supportive role within the chess community. While he continued to participate in select international tournaments, his focus shifted toward coaching and mentoring the next generation of chess players in Japan. His expertise and experience made him an invaluable resource for young players looking to improve their skills and reach the highest levels of the game. In 2018, Tatsuya announced that he would be stepping back from the professional chess circuit to focus on developing Japan's chess infrastructure. He began working with local chess clubs, schools, and organizations to promote the game and build a stronger chess community within the country. His efforts were instrumental in introducing chess to younger generations and helping to establish Japan as a growing force in the global chess scene. Tatsuya also became a prominent chess commentator, providing analysis and insights during major international tournaments. His deep understanding of the game and ability to explain complex strategies in simple terms made him a popular figure among both chess enthusiasts and casual viewers. His work as a commentator further elevated his profile within the chess world and allowed him to remain connected to the game that had defined his career. In 2021, Tatsuya was named to the Japan Chess Federation's advisory board, where he helped guide the federation's development strategies and worked on initiatives to improve the level of competitive play in Japan. His influence within the chess community continued to grow as he worked to inspire the next generation of players and ensure that Japan's chess future remained bright. Kenji S. was born on March 5, 1983, in Kyoto, Japan, into a family where intellectual curiosity was highly valued. From a young age, Kenji demonstrated an aptitude for problem-solving and puzzles, traits that would eventually lead him to the game of chess. Growing up in Kyoto, a city steeped in both traditional culture and academic pursuit, Kenji had a balanced childhood. With access to a mix of modern influences and traditional Japanese ideals. It was in this environment that he first encountered chess at the age of 10. Kenji's initial exposure to chess came when his school organized an extracurricular chess club. While many of his classmates were drawn to sports or other activities, Kenji felt an immediate connection to the game. He was captivated by the endless possibilities of strategy and the challenge of anticipating and counteracting his opponent's moves. Within just a few months of learning the basic rules, Kenji became a regular fixture in the school's chess club, where he quickly surpassed his peers in skill and understanding of the game. At the age of 12, Kenji entered his first regional chess tournament in Kyoto. Despite being a newcomer to competitive chess, he impressed seasoned players with his analytical thinking and innate understanding of the game. Although he did not win the tournament, his performance earned him the respect of more experienced players and sparked a desire to continue improving. By his early teens, Kenji became increasingly determined to pursue chess at a higher level. He joined a local chess association and started attending more advanced chess classes. The more he studied the game, the more he realized that chess was not just a pastime for him. It was his true calling. His coaches noted his sharp intellect and his remarkable ability to grasp complex strategic concepts, which set him apart from other players his age. Rapid rise to national prominence. By the time Kenji was 16, he had become one of the top young players in Japan, regularly securing victories in national tournaments. His breakthrough came in 2000, when he won the Japanese Junior Chess Championship. This victory was a turning point in his career, as it marked his arrival on the national chess scene. His triumph in the Junior Championship earned him national recognition and a spot in the prestigious Japan Chess League, where the country's best players competed against one another. Kenji's playing style was characterized by its balance of tactical ingenuity and positional awareness. Unlike many young players, who focused on sharp, tactical battles, Kenji had a deep appreciation for the positional aspects of the game. His ability to understand the long-term implications of each move, combined with his aggressive approach when needed, made him a formidable opponent. His careful preparation and mental discipline allowed him to perform consistently at a high level, earning him top finishes in several national events. In 2002, at the age of 19, Kenji achieved his first major international success when he competed in the World Chess Championship qualifiers. Although he was relatively unknown outside of Japan at the time, his performance in the tournament caught the attention of the global chess community. Kenji advanced through the early stages of the qualification rounds, defeating several higher-ranked opponents along the way. While he did not qualify for the World Championship, his strong performance in the tournament signaled his potential and put him on the radar of the international chess elite. Kenji's rapid rise continued, and by the mid-2000s, he had become one of the top grandmaster candidates in Japan. He gained a reputation for his meticulous preparation and his ability to maintain composure during high-stakes games. His ascent through the ranks of Japanese chess was swift, and his performances in international tournaments further cemented his status as one of the rising stars in the chess world. Career peak and major achievements. Kenji's career reached its peak in the late 2000s and early 2010s, when he became one of the most prominent chess players not only in Japan but also on the international circuit. His major breakthrough came in 2008 when he won the prestigious Asian Chess Championship, a victory that brought him international acclaim. The tournament featured some of the best players from across Asia, and Kenji's dominant performance throughout the event was a testament to his growing strength as a player. In 2009, Kenji achieved his greatest individual accomplishment to date when he became the Japanese chess champion. This victory was highly significant, as it solidified his position as the best chess player in Japan and further increased his visibility in the global chess community. Throughout the tournament, Kenji displayed his exceptional tactical skills, defeating several seasoned players and earning praise for his calculated and aggressive playing style. His victory was seen as a landmark achievement for Japanese chess, as it marked the first time in over a decade that a Japanese player had claimed the national title. Kenji's success continued to grow, and in 2011, he reached another significant milestone in his career by qualifying for the Candidates Tournament, an event that determines the challenger for the World Chess Championship. Although he did not win the Candidates Tournament, his qualification was a remarkable achievement in itself as it placed him among the world's top chess players. Kenji's strong showing in the Candidates Tournament earned him a spot in future World Championship qualification cycles, and he was widely regarded as one of the most promising players of his generation. In addition to his individual successes, Kenji was also a key member of Japan's national chess team. He represented Japan in several chess Olympiads, helping the team achieve strong finishes in international competition. His performances in team events were highly regarded, as he was able to maintain a high level of play under the pressure of representing his country. Kenji's contributions to the success of the Japanese team were instrumental in raising Japan's profile in the international chess community. Throughout his career, Kenji was known for his versatility and adaptability. He could excel in a variety of positions, from tactical slugfests to slow, strategic maneuvering. His ability to think ahead and remain calm in the face of complex situations allowed him to outmaneuver even the most experienced opponents. His games often featured creative and unconventional moves, which made him a favorite among chess enthusiasts. Final years and transition to coaching. As Kenji entered his 30s, he began to shift his focus away from competitive play. While he remained a respected figure in the chess community, he decided to reduce his participation in high-level tournaments and turn his attention to coaching and mentorship. Having achieved the highest levels of success as a player, Kenji sought to give back to the game by sharing his knowledge and helping develop the next generation of chess talent in Japan. In 2016, Kenji opened a chess academy in Kyoto, where he began teaching young players the intricacies of the game. His teaching methods were based on the principles that had guided his own success: a deep understanding of both tactical and positional play, as well as the importance of mental discipline and emotional control. His academy quickly gained a reputation for producing strong, well-rounded players, and many of his students went on to achieve success in regional and national tournaments. Kenji's work as a coach also extended to the international stage. He began offering training sessions and workshops for players from all over the world, with a focus on helping them improve their strategic thinking and decision-making. His coaching style emphasized the importance of preparation, patience, and adaptability, values that had defined his own playing career. In addition to coaching, Kenji also became a prominent chess commentator and analyst. His deep understanding of the game made him a sought-after voice for major international tournaments, where his insights into the strategies of top players were highly valued. His ability to break down complex positions and explain them in simple terms made his commentary popular among both seasoned players and casual fans of the game. By 2020, Kenji had officially retired from professional chess, having achieved everything he set out to accomplish as a player. His legacy, however, lives on through his contributions to the game as a coach, mentor, and commentator. His work with young players continues to shape the future of Japanese chess, and his influence is still felt in the global chess community. Gwen Rosemary Jorgensen was born on April 25, 1986, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, United States. Growing up in a small Midwestern town, Jorgensen was always active, participating in a variety of sports as a child. Her natural athleticism was apparent from an early age, and she competed in swimming, cross-country running, and skiing during her school years. It was her prowess in swimming and running, however, that first brought her attention, particularly during her time at Waukesha West High School, where she excelled in both sports. Jorgensen went on to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she competed in both cross-country and track and field for the Wisconsin Badgers. As a middle-distance runner, she earned All-American honors and became one of the standout athletes on the university's track team. Her collegiate running career laid the foundation for what would become an illustrious professional career in endurance sports. After finishing college, Jorgensen initially pursued a career in accounting but quickly realized that her true passion was in athletics. With her background in running and swimming, she decided to transition into triathlon, a sport that would allow her to combine her two main strengths. Gwen began training seriously for triathlon in 2008, with her sights set on improving her technique in cycling and building the endurance required to compete at the highest level. Career peak and rise to prominence. Gwen Jorgensen's transition from runner to triathlete was swift and successful. By 2010, Jorgensen had already made a name for herself in the triathlon community, winning her first major triathlon race, the 2010 USA Triathlon National Championships. Her victory provided her with the confidence to pursue triathlon on a full-time basis, and in 2012, she made her debut in the ITU World Triathlon Series, WTS, quickly gaining recognition for her strong performances. However, it was during the 2013 season that Jorgensen truly made her mark on the global triathlon scene. She dominated the ITU World Triathlon Series, claiming victory in 4 out of the 6 events in the series, which propelled her to the top of the world rankings. Her victory at the 2013 ITU World Triathlon Grand Final in London solidified her status as one of the best triathletes in the world. It was clear that Jorgensen had the potential to become a future Olympic gold medalist. In 2014, Jorgensen continued to build on her success, winning her first ever World Triathlon Series title, making history as the first American woman to claim the prestigious series title. Her consistency across multiple races, combined with her exceptional strength in the final run, made her a formidable competitor. Jorgensen's rise to prominence was now undeniable, and she had quickly become one of the faces of the sport, both in the United States and internationally. Her peak moment came in 2016, when she achieved the ultimate dream for any athlete: an Olympic gold medal. The 2016 Rio Olympics marked the return of triathlon as an Olympic event, and Jorgensen entered the race as one of the favorites. With a combination of tactical brilliance, superior endurance, and a stellar final run, Jorgensen dominated the women's triathlon event. She crossed the finish line with a time of 1 hour 56 minutes 16 seconds, securing the first ever Olympic gold medal for an American woman in triathlon. Her victory was a historic moment for the sport, cementing her legacy as one of the greatest triathletes of all time. Main achievements. Gwen Jorgensen's career is a testament to her dedication, resilience, and strategic approach to the sport of triathlon. Her list of achievements is extensive and she remains one of the most accomplished athletes in the history of the sport. Some of her most notable accomplishments include Olympic gold medal, 2016. Jorgensen's victory in the women's triathlon at the 2016 Rio Olympics was the pinnacle of her career. Her win marked a breakthrough moment for American women in the sport and solidified her place in triathlon history. ITU World Triathlon Series Champion, 2014. Jorgensen became the first American woman to win the ITU World Triathlon Series title, a remarkable achievement that showcased her consistency and dominance in international competition. Multiple ITU World Championship podium finishes. Jorgensen earned several podium finishes at the ITU World Triathlon Championships, consistently competing at the highest level of the sport and solidifying her place among the elite. World Cup wins. In addition to her success in the ITU World Triathlon Series, Jorgensen claimed multiple victories at prestigious World Cup races, adding to her status as one of the best in the sport. First woman to win 12 consecutive ITU World Triathlon Series races, 2014-2015. Jorgensen's dominance during this period was unprecedented. She became the first woman to win 12 consecutive ITU World Triathlon Series races, a streak that further demonstrated her superiority in the sport. Consistent world top 5 finishes. Jorgensen's ability to consistently finish in the top 5 at major international events is a hallmark of her career. She consistently outperformed her competitors, and her tactical approach to races was second to none. Pan American Games gold medal, 2015. Jorgensen also claimed a gold medal at the Pan American Games, adding another prestigious title to her already impressive collection. Jorgensen's incredible run of success was built on her strengths as a runner, with a near unbeatable finishing kick that often allowed her to surge ahead of her competitors in the final stages of a race. Her ability to combine her swimming, cycling, and running prowess made her a complete athlete, and she was known for her tactical precision during races. Final years and transition. While Jorgensen's 2016 Olympic victory represented the peak of her career, the years that followed brought new challenges and decisions regarding her future in the sport. In 2017, after achieving nearly every major goal in the sport of triathlon, Jorgensen made the surprising decision to shift her focus to the marathon. Her desire to test herself in a new discipline and pursue a new challenge drove her to leave elite triathlon competition behind, at least temporarily. She made her marathon debut at the 2017 New York City Marathon, finishing with a time of 2 hours 41 minutes, a strong performance that hinted at her potential in long-distance running. Jorgensen's transition to the marathon was not without its hurdles. She faced setbacks in her training, including injuries, and had to adjust to the different demands of the sport. However, her determination and work ethic remained evident as she continued to compete in marathons and longer-distance races. She continued to work with her triathlon coach, Jamie Turner, as she shifted her focus toward long-distance running. In 2019, Jorgensen ran the Chicago Marathon, finishing with a time of 2 hours 38 minutes, further demonstrating her progression as a marathoner. Despite her efforts to transition fully into marathons, Jorgensen faced challenges in achieving the success she had experienced in triathlon. In 2020, she announced that she would return to triathlon, with the goal of competing in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. However, the COVID-19 pandemic delayed the Games, and she did not manage to secure the necessary qualifications to participate in the Tokyo Olympics. Jorgensen's return to triathlon marked a period of transition, as she navigated the changes in her body and her training regime. While she did not achieve the same level of success as in her earlier years, her commitment to the sport and her desire to push her limits remained intact. Legacy. Gwen Jorgensen's legacy in triathlon is profound and far-reaching. As the first American woman to win an Olympic gold medal in triathlon, she changed the landscape of the sport and opened the door for future generations of female athletes to compete at the highest levels. Her consistency, resilience, and strategic racing style made her a dominant force in the triathlon world, and her Olympic victory in Rio was a defining moment for the sport. Jorgensen's career inspired not only aspiring triathletes but also athletes across all disciplines, as her story exemplified the power of dedication, hard work, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Her success on the world stage helped raise the profile of triathlon in the United States, and she remains one of the most influential figures in the sport's history. Beyond her athletic achievements, Jorgensen's transition to marathon running demonstrated her willingness to embrace new challenges and test herself in different arenas. Her willingness to evolve and continue pushing her limits is a testament to her character and desire for self-improvement. Gwen Jorgensen's impact on triathlon and endurance sports will be felt for years to come. As a trailblazer for women in triathlon, an Olympic gold medalist, and a consistent champion, Jorgensen's place in the sport's history is secure. Her legacy is not only in her race victories but in the inspiration she continues to provide for athletes striving to reach their full potential. Carlos Moreno was born in 1984 in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, into a family that valued social gatherings and competitive games. Growing up in a vibrant community where family and friends often gathered around tables for games of cards, chess and dominoes, it didn't take long for Carlos to develop an interest in the world of competitive gaming. While his early years were marked by his pursuit of other sports and academic endeavors, it was dominoes that would eventually capture his imagination and become his lifelong passion. At a young age, Carlos began to show an affinity for strategic thinking, and this quality drew him naturally to the game of dominoes. His initial exposure to the game came through his father, who had been a fan of dominoes in his youth and would frequently organize family games during weekends. These informal games allowed Carlos to witness firsthand the beauty of the game, the balance between luck and strategy, and the intellectual satisfaction derived from each calculated move. By the time he was in his early teens, Carlos had honed his skills to the point where he could hold his own against some of the more experienced players in his community. As he approached adulthood, he began to play more regularly in local dominoes tournaments, developing both his skills and his deep understanding of the game's various strategies. His natural intuition and methodical approach to the game started to set him apart from others. And by the age of 18, Carlos was already making a name for himself as one of the top young talents in Mexico. Breakthrough and rise to prominence. Carlos Moreno's journey to competitive excellence began in earnest when he entered the regional dominoes circuit in his early 20s. At the time, dominoes in Mexico was widely regarded as a popular pastime. But the competitive scene was not as developed as it is in other parts of the world. However, Carlos saw an opportunity to elevate the level of play in his community, and he quickly began winning regional tournaments, often besting opponents much older and more experienced than him. His rapid success earned him respect within the local dominoes scene, and it wasn't long before he was invited to compete in larger, national tournaments. In 2007, Carlos made his first significant mark in the world of competitive dominoes by winning the prestigious National Domino Championship of Mexico. His victory was notable not only because of the skillful way in which he played but also due to the mental composure he demonstrated throughout the competition. Where many of his opponents were prone to emotional outbursts or rushed decisions under pressure, Carlos maintained a calm, focused demeanor, relying on his strategic planning to outlast and outmaneuver his opponents. This victory catapulted Carlos into the national spotlight, and soon he was invited to participate in several international dominoes tournaments. His reputation as a rising star in the sport began to spread, and he quickly became known for his distinctive playing style, characterized by a deep understanding of probabilities, tactical positioning, and his ability to read his opponent's moves before they made them. In 2009, Carlos achieved a remarkable milestone by winning the Latin American Domino Championship, which brought together the best players from across the region. The competition was fierce, with skilled players from countries like Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico, but Carlos proved himself to be the most strategic and well-prepared player. His win at this prestigious event not only cemented his place among the top players in Latin America, but also marked the beginning of his rise on the global stage. Career peak and main achievements. The peak of Carlos Moreno's career came in the early 2010s, when he became one of the most dominant figures in the international dominoes scene. His combination of strategic brilliance, mental fortitude and experience made him a consistent force in top-tier tournaments across the globe. He was particularly known for his ability to adapt his playing style to the rules and rhythms of various regional variations of the game, allowing him to excel in any competitive environment. Carlos reached the pinnacle of his career in 2014 when he won the World Domino Championship, held in Las Vegas, Nevada. The event featured the best players from around the world, including several past world champions and highly ranked international competitors. Despite the intense level of competition, Carlos navigated the tournament with ease, demonstrating his comprehensive understanding of the game's tactics and strategy. He entered the final round with a clear advantage, and his victory in the championship match was seen as a crowning achievement, securing his place in the annals of dominoes history. The 2014 World Domino Championship was a milestone for Carlos for several reasons. Not only did it represent the pinnacle of his competitive success, but it also helped elevate the global profile of competitive dominoes, particularly in Latin America. Carlos became an ambassador for the sport, often appearing in media interviews and sharing his insights on how to approach the game at a high level. His victory also inspired many young players in Mexico and across Latin America, motivating them to pursue the game more seriously and take their skills to the next level. In addition to his World Domino Championship win, Carlos accumulated numerous titles throughout his career, including several regional championships in the Americas and victories at high-profile international tournaments. His success in a wide range of dominoes formats, whether block dominoes, draw, or other variations, solidified his reputation as one of the most versatile and accomplished players of his generation. Carlos's career achievements were not confined solely to individual titles. He also played a vital role in promoting the growth of competitive dominoes within his home country. As a player and an advocate for the sport, he was instrumental in organizing local events and helping to establish a network of dominoes clubs and leagues throughout Mexico. Through his efforts, dominoes gained greater recognition as a competitive sport, with more young players taking an interest in it. His contributions to the growth of the sport were recognized by the Mexican government, and in 2016, Carlos was awarded the National Sports Achievement Award for his role in elevating the profile of dominoes in Mexico. Final years and legacy. As Carlos entered his late 30s, he began to reduce his participation in high-level competitions, transitioning from being a full-time competitor to a mentor and coach. His decision to scale back his tournament play was partly due to the physical and mental demands of staying at the top of his game, but also because of his desire to pass on his knowledge to the next generation of players. Carlos became an active coach, offering private lessons and running workshops for young aspiring dominoes players. He was dedicated to sharing his insights on strategy, game theory, and mental preparation, emphasizing the importance of patience, discipline, and emotional control in competitive play. His coaching was well regarded, and many of his students went on to become successful players themselves. While Carlos continued to occasionally participate in prestigious tournaments, his role as a coach and ambassador for the sport became increasingly central to his career. His impact was not just in terms of his personal achievements, but also in the ways in which he contributed to the evolution of competitive dominoes in Latin America and beyond. By 2020, Carlos had largely retired from the competitive dominoes scene, having achieved everything a player could hope for in the sport. However, his legacy as a champion, coach, and ambassador for the game continued to grow. He remained active in promoting dominoes through media appearances, public speaking engagements, and online content aimed at educating and inspiring new players. In 2021, Carlos was inducted into the International Dominoes Hall of Fame, an honor that recognized both his remarkable career and his lasting contributions to the global dominoes community. His induction served as a reminder of the impact that one individual could have on a sport, not only through competition but also through dedication, leadership, and mentorship. Johnny Brownlee was born on April 30, 1990, in Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, England, to a family steeped in sports. His older brother, Alistair Brownlee, was an Olympic gold medalist and a dominant force in the triathlon world, which led to Johnny's early exposure to the sport. While triathlon was not initially Johnny's primary focus, the competitive nature of his family and his natural athletic ability made him a promising candidate for the sport. Growing up, Johnny showed a keen interest in swimming, running, and cycling, the three core disciplines of triathlon. By the age of 15, it was clear that he had the potential to follow in his brother's footsteps. Johnny began competing in local triathlons at a young age, quickly gaining recognition for his exceptional abilities. Unlike his older brother, Johnny's early career was marked by an intense drive to develop his own unique style of racing. As he honed his skills, Johnny began to develop a reputation as a tenacious competitor who was capable of going the distance in all three disciplines. His perseverance in training and racing became a hallmark of his approach to the sport. Career peak and rise to prominence. Johnny Brownlee's breakthrough came when he joined the British triathlon team and began competing at the senior level. While Alistair's success often overshadowed his, Johnny's progression was undeniable. He quickly emerged as a formidable force in international competition, with his breakthrough performance coming in 2010, when he won the World Junior Triathlon Championship. This victory marked the beginning of Johnny's rise to prominence in the sport of triathlon. Johnny's real breakthrough at the senior level came in 2012, when he qualified for the London Olympics. At the London 2012 Games, triathlon was an official Olympic event for the first time, and Johnny made an immediate impact by finishing in the coveted bronze medal position. His ability to withstand the pressure of the Olympic stage and secure a podium finish cemented his place among the world's elite triathletes. Though his older brother Alistair claimed the gold, Johnny's achievement was no less remarkable. The Brownlee brothers had not only made history by both finishing on the Olympic podium, but they also demonstrated their dominance in the sport to a global audience. Johnny's performances after the London Olympics continued to elevate his career to new heights. He became a regular fixture at the front of the pack in the ITU World Triathlon Series, WTS, which serves as the premier series of events in international triathlon. Johnny had a remarkable ability to maintain consistency, finishing on the podium of several WTS races. His skill in navigating the challenging combination of the swim, bike, and run allowed him to compete with the best athletes in the world. The peak of Johnny's career arrived in 2014, when he achieved one of his greatest triumphs by winning the ITU World Triathlon Series Championship title. This victory not only highlighted his exceptional talent, but it also marked him as one of the best triathletes in the world, capable of competing at the highest level across the entire season. His 2014 season was a testament to his commitment, consistency, and tactical approach to racing, which saw him claim the overall world title at the conclusion of the series. Main achievements. Johnny Brownlee's career boasts numerous achievements that have solidified his status as one of the greatest triathletes of his generation. His athletic accomplishments, combined with his relentless pursuit of excellence, have made him a role model for young athletes worldwide. Some of his most notable achievements include: Olympic bronze medal, 2012. Johnny's third-place finish at the London 2012 Olympics remains one of his career highlights. His performance on the biggest sporting stage established him as an elite athlete in the triathlon world. ITU World Triathlon Series Champion, 2014. Johnny claimed the overall title in the highly competitive ITU World Triathlon Series in 2014, affirming his place at the top of the sport. His consistency in international races, along with his strategic approach to the series, led to this prestigious championship victory. Multiple ITU World Championship podium finishes. Over the years, Johnny earned several podium finishes at the ITU World Triathlon Championships, establishing himself as a consistent medal contender. Two-time World Cup champion. In addition to his ITU World Championship success, Johnny Brownlee claimed victories in the prestigious ITU World Cup races, further adding to his achievements and reputation as a top competitor. European Triathlon Championship titles. Johnny enjoyed considerable success at the European Triathlon Championships, winning multiple gold and silver medals throughout his career. Multiple World Triathlon Series podiums. In addition to his World Triathlon Series Championship, Johnny was a regular fixture on the podium, demonstrating his ability to compete and win at the highest level. Endurance and versatility. Johnny's ability to perform consistently in both Olympic distance and longer triathlon formats further demonstrated his endurance and versatility as an athlete. While Johnny's successes were often overshadowed by his brother Alistair's gold medals, his career accomplishments are no less significant. His approach to racing was marked by an admirable combination of determination, intelligence, and tactical acumen. Johnny's victories were not only about speed and strength. His ability to read the race, adapt to changing conditions, and execute his strategy were integral to his success. Final years and transition. As Johnny approached his 30s, the natural progression of his career led him to evaluate his future in the sport. Although injuries and the physical demands of elite triathlon racing began to take their toll, Johnny continued to compete at a high level for several years after his peak. However, by the late 2010s, it became clear that the intense competition and the increasing physical toll on his body were factors that he would need to reckon with. In 2018, Johnny Brownlee's decision to step back from full-time racing in the World Triathlon Series was made with an eye toward his long-term health and performance. He continued to participate in triathlon events, but the focus shifted toward longer distance events such as Ironman races, where athletes compete in longer distances: 2.4 miles of swimming, 112 miles of cycling, and 26.2 miles of running. In 2020, Johnny turned his focus toward Ironman events, signaling his intention to explore this different form of triathlon racing. Although he had some success in this format, the demands of the longer distances presented a new set of challenges for the athlete. Despite the natural decline in his racing output, Johnny's influence on the triathlon world remained strong. He continued to be involved in the triathlon community through various roles, including mentoring younger athletes, serving as an ambassador for the sport, and contributing to the promotion of triathlon in the UK. His transition from elite competition to a more mentorship-focused role allowed him to stay connected to the sport and continue to inspire the next generation of triathletes. Johnny's retirement from full-time elite competition came in 2022. He decided to focus on personal projects, including business ventures and continuing his work with triathlon organizations. His experience in triathlon continued to provide valuable insight for coaches and athletes, and he remained a respected figure in the sport. Legacy. Johnny Brownlee's legacy is multifaceted. His career not only changed the landscape of triathlon in Great Britain but also helped raise the profile of the sport globally. Alongside his brother Alistair, Johnny helped bring attention to the triathlon scene, with both athletes achieving success at the highest levels of the sport. Their dominance in the early 2010s and their display of brotherly rivalry and support was a defining aspect of the era. Johnny's achievements go beyond his podium finishes and medals. His commitment to sportsmanship, his resilience in the face of adversity, and his ability to inspire young athletes make him one of the most respected figures in triathlon. His success has paved the way for future generations of triathletes, particularly from the UK, who look up to him not only for his athletic prowess but also for his positive influence within the sport. Johnny Brownlee's impact on the sport of triathlon will continue to resonate for years to come, and his name will always be synonymous with excellence, perseverance, and inspiration. His career remains an example of what can be achieved through hard work, dedication, and a passion for the sport. Jan Frodeno was born on August 18, 1981, in Cologne, Germany, into a family with a strong athletic background. His father was a former swimmer, and his mother was an accomplished track and field athlete, so it was only natural that Frodeno would be drawn to sports from an early age. His childhood was spent in an environment that emphasized discipline, physical activity, and the pursuit of excellence. Frodeno's early passion was for swimming, a sport he excelled in as a child. By the age of 10, he was competing in local swimming competitions, showing early promise as a competitive swimmer. His natural talent and commitment to training soon paid off, and by the age of 14, Frodeno had joined the German national swim team for youth competitions. However, as he entered his teenage years, Frodeno began to explore other sports, including cycling and running, which would eventually lead him toward triathlon. At 18, Frodeno transitioned to the sport of triathlon, combining his swimming background with running and cycling. Although he was still new to the sport, his elite swimming skills gave him a significant advantage in the water, and he quickly began to show potential in the other two disciplines. Training for triathlons was demanding, but Frodeno's drive and focus were unmatched, and he started competing in local and national triathlon events. His breakthrough came at the age of 21, when he earned his first victory in a major German triathlon competition. This win caught the attention of the National Triathlon Federation, and Frodeno soon began to receive coaching from some of the best in the sport. His early years in triathlon were marked by a rapid improvement in his running and cycling, and he quickly gained recognition as one of Germany's top up-and-coming triathletes. Rise to prominence. Frodeno's rise to prominence in the world of triathlon accelerated in the mid-2000s. His dedication to the sport, combined with his exceptional athletic abilities, led to a series of impressive results on the European circuit. However, it was in 2007 that Frodeno truly made his mark on the international triathlon scene. In 2007, Frodeno competed in the prestigious Ironman World Championship in Kona, Hawaii, one of the most grueling and iconic triathlons in the world. As a relative newcomer to the long-distance format, Frodeno surprised many by finishing in a remarkable second place. This performance was a clear indication of his immense potential and set the stage for even greater achievements. The following year, in 2008, Frodeno won his first major title, the Ironman 70.3 World Championship. The victory in this event, which is a half-distance triathlon, solidified his status as one of the top triathletes in the world. He followed up this success with another victory in 2008, taking the top spot at the Ironman European Championship in Frankfurt. These victories cemented Frodeno's place as a rising star in triathlon, and he began to be regarded as one of the athletes to watch in the future. Frodeno's impressive results earned him a spot on the German national team for the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where he competed in the Olympic triathlon event. Although he did not finish on the podium, his performance in Beijing was solid, and it showcased his ability to compete at the highest level of international competition. Despite the setback at the Olympics, Frodeno's reputation continued to grow, and he began to focus on the Ironman series, a format that suited his endurance and tactical abilities. Career peak and main achievements. The peak of Jan Frodeno's career came between 2010 and 2019, a period during which he achieved extraordinary success in long-distance triathlon and became one of the most dominant athletes in the sport. His performance in the Ironman World Championship in Kona, Hawaii, is widely regarded as one of the greatest achievements in triathlon history. Frodeno's first victory at the Ironman World Championship came in 2015, when he dominated the race with a time of 8:14:40. His victory in Kona was a breakthrough moment in his career, as he became the first German athlete to win the prestigious event since 2007. Frodeno's performance in Hawaii was nothing short of spectacular. He led from start to finish, and his powerful bike and run splits ensured that no one could challenge him. This victory marked the beginning of an era of dominance for Frodeno, and it firmly established him as the best long-distance triathlete in the world. In 2016, Frodeno returned to Kona with a renewed sense of purpose and a determination to defend his title. His efforts paid off when he won the Ironman World Championship for the second consecutive year, completing the race in 8:06:30. His victory in 2016 was even more impressive than the previous year, as he set a new course record and cemented his place as a dominant force in the sport. Frodeno's success was not limited to Kona. In 2017, he won the Ironman European Championship for a third time, reinforcing his dominance in the sport. Later that year, Frodeno competed in the Ironman 70.3 World Championship, where he placed first, continuing his run of victories in the half-distance format. His consistent success across both long-distance and half-distance events made him one of the most well-rounded triathletes in the world. The pinnacle of Frodeno's career came in 2019, when he achieved an extraordinary feat. He became the first triathlete in history to win the Ironman World Championship, the Ironman 70.3 World Championship, and the Ironman European Championship in the same year. His remarkable success in 2019 solidified his status as one of the greatest triathletes of all time. Frodeno's versatility and ability to dominate in both short and long formats of triathlon made him a true legend in the sport. In addition to his victories at the Ironman World Championship and other major triathlons, Frodeno also set several course records, including the record for the fastest time ever recorded at the Ironman World Championship in 2019, with a time of 7:51:13. His success in these events, combined with his strategic brilliance, made him a favorite among fans and a respected competitor among his peers. Decline and final years. As with many elite athletes, Frodeno's later years in the sport were marked by increasing physical challenges. After achieving his remarkable success in 2019, Frodeno experienced a series of injuries and setbacks that affected his performance. In 2020, the global COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the competitive triathlon calendar, and Frodeno was forced to take a break from racing. He also had to manage ongoing physical issues, including knee and hip injuries, which made it more difficult for him to compete at the level he had once been accustomed to. In 2021, Frodeno returned to the sport with the goal of reclaiming his title at the Ironman World Championship. However, his bid for another victory was thwarted by continued injury struggles, and he was unable to compete at the same level as in previous years. His performances in 2021 and 2022, while still impressive, were no longer on par with the dominance he had shown in his prime. In 2023, Frodeno made the decision to retire from professional triathlon, marking the end of an era in the sport. His retirement was announced with a mixture of sadness and celebration, as fans and fellow athletes alike acknowledged his incredible career and the impact he had on the sport. Frodeno's decision to retire was not just about physical limitations but also about his desire to focus on new challenges and opportunities outside of triathlon. Post-retirement and legacy. After retiring from professional competition, Frodeno transitioned into a new chapter of his life. He became involved in coaching and mentoring up-and-coming triathletes, sharing his vast knowledge and experience with the next generation. His focus was not only on developing the physical aspects of triathlon but also on helping athletes understand the mental strategies and tactical decisions that had served him so well throughout his career. Frodeno also became an ambassador for the sport, participating in charity events and promoting triathlon at the grassroots level. He used his platform to inspire young athletes around the world and encourage them to pursue their dreams. Frodeno's reputation as a hard-working, disciplined, and humble athlete made him a role model for aspiring triathletes everywhere. Throughout his career, Frodeno earned numerous accolades and awards, including being named German Athlete of the Year in 2015. His legacy as one of the greatest long-distance triathletes of all time is secure, and his influence on the sport will be felt for many years to come. John Frodeno's achievements, both on and off the racecourse, have cemented his place as a true legend in the world of triathlon. Alistair Edward Brownlee was born on April 23, 1988 in Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, England. He grew up in a sports-focused family, with his younger brother Johnny also becoming a successful triathlete. Alistair's early years were marked by a natural inclination toward physical activity. He enjoyed a variety of sports during his childhood, from running and swimming to rugby and football. However, it was during his teenage years that he discovered the sport of triathlon, a discipline combining swimming, cycling, and running that would define his career. Alistair and his brother Johnny began competing in triathlons at an early age, and it quickly became evident that they were both exceptionally talented. While Johnny often gained the spotlight for his own achievements, Alistair's potential as a future triathlon champion was equally noticeable. His focus and commitment to improving his performance were unrivaled. He joined the Leeds Triathlon Centre and began receiving high-level coaching under the guidance of renowned British triathlon coach Malcolm Brown, which would prove to be crucial in his development. Career peak and dominance. Alistair Brownlee's rise to the top of the triathlon world was rapid and marked by several significant milestones. His breakthrough came in 2008 when, at the age of 20, he won the World Junior Triathlon Championships. This victory was the first major step toward his ascent in the senior ranks of triathlon. His performance caught the attention of the British Triathlon Federation, and he soon became a key part of the British triathlon team. Brownlee's most significant career peak came during the 2012 London Olympics, where he solidified his reputation as one of the world's best triathletes. The 2012 Olympic Games marked the debut of triathlon as an official Olympic event, and Alistair was determined to make the most of this historic occasion. He dominated the event, showing a mastery of all three disciplines. In the 2012 Olympic triathlon, Brownlee's decisive and aggressive approach was evident as he surged to the front of the race during the running segment. His victory, with a time of 1 hour 46 minutes 25 seconds, was a moment of personal triumph and national pride. His gold medal win was especially significant as it secured Great Britain's first-ever Olympic gold in the triathlon. However, his peak years didn't end there. Brownlee continued to dominate the sport internationally, securing his position as the reigning world champion. His consistency and relentless drive made him the most formidable figure in triathlon during the 2010s. He continued to secure podium finishes in the prestigious ITU World Triathlon Series and secured multiple gold medals in World Championship events. By 2016, Brownlee's career had reached a new pinnacle when he successfully defended his Olympic gold at the Rio 2016 Games, cementing his legacy as one of the sport's all-time greats. This win was particularly impressive given the difficult circumstances, including a late surge by his younger brother Johnny, who finished second to take silver. Main achievements. Alistair Brownlee's list of career achievements is extensive, and his impact on triathlon is profound. Among his most significant achievements are 2 Olympic gold medals, 2012, 2016. Alistair Brownlee became the first male triathlete to win 2 Olympic gold medals, securing his place as one of the greatest triathletes in history. ITU World Triathlon Series champion. Brownlee won the ITU World Triathlon Series title 3 times, 2011, 2012, 2014, solidifying his place as the world's top triathlete. Multiple ITU World Championship titles. Over the years, Brownlee earned numerous podium finishes, including world titles, solidifying his dominance in the sport. European Championship titles. Brownlee clinched several European Triathlon Championship victories, proving his prowess in continental competition. Grand Prix victories. His triumphs in the prestigious Triathlon Grand Prix races added to his illustrious career and marked him as a global star. Endurance and versatility. Brownlee's ability to maintain a high level of performance over various distances, from sprint races to Olympic distance triathlons, showcased his exceptional endurance and versatility. One of the hallmarks of Brownlee's career was his fierce competitive spirit, paired with a sportsmanship that made him a respected figure among his peers. He became known not only for his athletic ability, but also for his ability to inspire others, both on and off the race course. Brownlee's success was not just a product of raw talent, but also meticulous planning, determination, and a deep passion for triathlon. Final years and retirement. In the later years of his career, Alistair Brownlee began to face new challenges, including injuries and the natural physical toll of competing at the highest level. As he approached the age of 30, the physical demands of the sport began to take their toll, and he experienced periods of injury that prevented him from maintaining the same level of dominance he had enjoyed in his earlier years. Despite these challenges, Brownlee remained competitive and continued to achieve impressive results in both the ITU World Triathlon Series and other international events. In 2018, Alistair made the difficult decision to step back from full-time racing in the Triathlon World Series. He began to focus more on training for Ironman events, a longer and more demanding form of triathlon that would allow him to push his limits in new ways. Although he was not able to replicate the same level of success in the Ironman format, his achievements in the shorter, Olympic distance races had already secured his legacy in the sport. As of 2021, Brownlee announced his retirement from elite triathlon competition, but he continued to remain involved in the sport in other capacities, including mentoring younger athletes and taking on various philanthropic and business ventures. His dedication to the sport and his leadership in helping elevate triathlon's profile worldwide remained evident even after his competitive career concluded. Alistair also took on various speaking engagements, sharing his story of overcoming adversity, dedication, and success to inspire the next generation of athletes. Legacy. Alistair Brownlee's legacy is undeniable. He changed the face of triathlon and set a new standard of excellence for athletes in the sport. His 2 Olympic gold medals in triathlon are a testament to his dominance during one of the sport's most competitive eras. His contributions to British triathlon, the global triathlon community, and the sport's Olympic presence cannot be overstated. Brownlee's commitment to his sport extended beyond his race results. He became a figurehead for triathlon, leading by example and inspiring athletes across the world. His fierce competitive nature, resilience in the face of adversity, and humble approach to success made him one of the most respected athletes in the world of triathlon. Alistair Brownlee's career will undoubtedly inspire future generations to push the boundaries of endurance and perseverance. Le Quang Liam was born on March 13, 1991, in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, into a family with a rich history of intellectual pursuit. His parents, both highly educated, valued learning and encouraged their children to excel academically. Liam's passion for games and mental challenges became evident at an early age. At the age of 6, he discovered chess through his father, who was an amateur chess player. His natural talent for the game quickly became apparent, and by the time he was 8, he was already participating in local chess tournaments. His early training in chess was intensive. He studied under the guidance of experienced local coaches and, despite his young age, showed remarkable promise. His passion for the game grew, and it became clear that his future would be in chess. By the age of 10, Liam was already competing in national competitions, winning several junior titles and earning recognition as one of Vietnam's brightest young chess talents. Liam's rapid rise in the chess world was no accident. He was a student of the game, often studying grandmaster games and analyzing the strategies behind each move. His understanding of chess was not just about memorizing opening moves but also about developing a deep comprehension of the game's complexities. As a result, by his teenage years, he was regarded as one of the most promising chess players in Vietnam. Rise to prominence. Le Quang Liam's breakthrough came at the age of 15 when he won the 2006 Vietnamese Chess Championship. His victory earned him a spot on the national team and, more importantly, marked him as a rising star in the international chess scene. His exceptional talent and promising results earned him a coveted invitation to participate in the 2008 World Chess Championships qualifier, where he competed against some of the world's best young talents. By 2009, Liam's reputation as a top-tier chess player had grown beyond Vietnam's borders. He secured his first international title in 2009 when he won the prestigious Aeroflot Open, one of the most challenging tournaments in the chess calendar. This victory, in a tournament featuring some of the world's top grandmasters, marked a major milestone in his career and helped him gain international recognition. Liam's skillful handling of complex positions, strategic depth, and exceptional endgame techniques impressed chess enthusiasts and earned him the respect of the global chess community. In 2010, at the age of 19, Liam achieved another significant milestone in his career by becoming Vietnam's first grandmaster at the age of 19. This was a huge accomplishment, not only for Liam but also for Vietnamese chess, as he became a trailblazer for future generations of chess players in the country. By this time, Le Quang Liam was firmly established as one of the top chess players in Asia, having earned a series of victories and top finishes in various international competitions. His growing success placed him on a path toward reaching the top echelons of global chess. Career peak and main achievements. The period between 2011 and 2015 marked the peak of Le Quang Liam's career, as he consistently competed and triumphed at the highest levels of international chess. In 2013, Liam reached his career-high ELO rating of 27 and 17, making him one of the top 30 players in the world. This remarkable achievement came after a series of impressive performances, which included top finishes in some of the world's most prestigious tournaments. One of his most significant achievements came in 2013, when he won the 2013 World Blitz Chess Championship in Khanty-Mansiysk, Russia. Liam triumphed in the 9-round event, outplaying many of the world's top players in a fast-paced format that requires both mental clarity and quick decision-making. His victory in the World Blitz Championship solidified his position as one of the premier players in the world. In 2014, Liam reached another career high when he secured victory at the 2014 Spice Cup, a major international tournament held in the United States. He outclassed several strong opponents, earning high praise from critics and commentators alike. His performance in this event was a testament to his tactical prowess, deep opening preparation, and ability to outmaneuver even the strongest opponents in competitive situations. Another major achievement occurred in 2015 when Liam won the Asian Chess Championship, further cementing his status as one of the continent's leading players. His victory in the tournament qualified him for the prestigious World Chess Cup, where the world's top players would compete for a chance to challenge for the World Chess Championship title. By this time, Liam had already established himself as one of the most consistent and accomplished chess players in Asia and was regularly invited to compete in elite tournaments. His ability to adapt to various time controls, his skill in blitz and rapid formats, and his deep opening preparation made him a dangerous competitor in any event. Decline and final years. Despite reaching the peak of his career, Liam's path in chess took a more challenging turn in the years following his victory in the 2015 Asian Chess Championship. As with many top-level athletes, the demands of competing in the highest levels of the sport, both mentally and physically, began to take their toll. Liam faced increasing pressure from younger, highly skilled competitors who were coming up through the ranks of international chess. While still an incredibly strong player, Liam found it increasingly difficult to maintain his position in the top echelons of the chess world. In 2016, Laquang Liam's ELO rating began to experience a slight dip, and he faced challenges in some of the major tournaments. However, Liam was far from finished. He continued to compete at the highest levels, participating in prestigious tournaments, including the Chess.com Isle of Man International and the FIDE World Cup, where he continued to hold his own against some of the best in the world. Liam's decline in competitive results was not due to any lack of dedication or passion for the game. Instead, it was the result of the intense competition in modern chess, where new talent constantly emerges and chess engines play an increasingly significant role in shaping strategies. Despite the challenges, Liam continued to bring his years of experience to the table, and his deep knowledge of chess remained an asset. By the time he reached his late 20s, Liam began to gradually scale back his tournament participation, focusing more on teaching and mentoring the next generation of Vietnamese chess players. In 2018, Liam took on a more prominent role in promoting chess in Vietnam, where he became involved in organizing national tournaments and mentoring young players. His presence in the Vietnamese chess community helped elevate the level of the game in the country, inspiring many young players to pursue chess as a serious career. Post-retirement and legacy. Laquang Liam officially retired from competitive chess in 2023, having reached the age of 32. While his tournament results had started to taper off in his final years, his contributions to Vietnamese and Asian chess were immeasurable. As Vietnam's most successful chess player, Liam had opened doors for a new generation of players, setting a high bar for excellence and professionalism in the sport. Post-retirement, Liam has become a highly sought-after chess coach and commentator, offering his insights and expertise to aspiring players. He also participates in charitable activities, using his status as a national hero in Vietnam to support education and youth initiatives. Liam has worked with schools and organizations to bring chess to young children across the country, believing that the game teaches valuable life skills, such as discipline, critical thinking, and perseverance. In recognition of his achievements, Liam received numerous awards throughout his career, including the People's Athlete title in Vietnam, which he was honored with in 2014. His legacy lives on not only through his victories but also through the generation of players he inspired. As of 2025, Liam is regarded as one of the greatest chess players of his era, a symbol of dedication, resilience, and intellectual excellence in Vietnam and the world.